Ready?
Force and motion. Group members Ashley Pugh, Mercedes Oliver, and Travion Billy.
Topics: speed and velocity, acceleration, force, friction, gravity, Newton's 3 laws of motion. Speed and velocity.
What is speed? Speed is how fast or slow an object travels. Speed is the rate, the amount of something that happens over time. There are two types of speeds, instantaneous and average. Instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed is the speed at which an object is traveling right now. A speedometer shows the instantaneous speed of a car.
Average speed. Average speed is the average of all instantaneous speeds of a trip. What is velocity? Velocity is the speed and direction of the object. When given the velocity of an object, you must give the direction.
What is the formula for speed? Speed equals distance over time, or V equals D over T. Example: how fast is a car going that travels 75 miles in 8.3 seconds? V equals D over T equals 75 over 8.3. V equals 9.03 meters per second. What is the formula for time? The formula for time equals T equals D over V. Example: how long does a trip take if a car travels 100 miles at an average speed of 10 miles per hour? T equals 100 miles over 10 miles per hour. T equals 10 minutes.
Example of distance: how far can a runner travel in 10 seconds at an average speed of 5 miles per hour? D equals V times T. 10 times 5 equals 50 miles. Acceleration: any change in speed or direction. As objects fall, they accelerate. Any object that is slowing down has a negative acceleration.
Example of acceleration: a skater moves at 6 meters per second, speeds up to 12 meters per second in 8 seconds. What is the acceleration of the skater? A equals final velocity minus the initial velocity equals 12 meters per second minus 9 meters per second over 6. 3 over 6 equals 0.5 meters per second squared.
Force: any push or pull on an object is measured in newtons, causing the object to speed up or slow down. Force equals mass times acceleration, or F equals m times a. Friction: any force that opposes motion. The force is caused by two surfaces moving past each other. Friction is affected by the weight of the object. Friction is affected by the type of surface.
Gravity: force that attracts any two objects in the universe. As objects fall, they accelerate. The greater the mass, the greater the pull of gravity. The greater the distance, the weaker the pull of gravity. Weight: the pull of gravity of an object. Fw equals mg. G equals 9.8.
Newton's first law of motion: any object at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by outside force. This is due to inertia. Newton's second law of motion: the greater the force, the greater the acceleration. The greater the mass, the less the acceleration.
Example of acceleration: what is the acceleration of a ball that has a mass of 14.0 kilograms and is pushed with a force of 7 newtons? A equals F over m. A equals 7n over 14.0 kilograms. A equals 0.5 meters per second squared. Example of force: how much force is needed to accelerate a 10.5 kilogram ball at a rate of 2 meters per second squared? F equals 8 times m. F equals 10.5 times 2. F equals 21 newtons.
Example of mass: what is the mass of a car if it is pushed with a force of 100 newtons and accelerates at 50 miles per second? M equals F times A. M equals 100 newtons divided by 50 meters per second. M equals 2 kilograms. Newton's third law of motion: for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Action force is the starting or initial force. The reaction force is the force that responds to the action force.
Momentum. Momentum is how hard it is to stop a moving object. Momentum depends on the mass and the velocity of an object. Momentum equals mass times velocity. The unit for momentum is kilograms meters squared. Example of momentum: what is the momentum of a 12 kilogram cart moving 3 meters per second? P equals m times v. 12 kilograms times 3 meters per second. P equals 36 kilograms meters per second.
Created using Powtoon.